for one, am grateful, Mrs. Bush, that they are finally bringing civilization to this savage land.
I could not agree with you more, my dear. My daddy settled this land, and I know he'll be looking down on us, pleased at how we help the natives.
Yes, they've lost their land, but they've gained access to heaven.
But Father, do you mean unless an innocent receives communion, they're destined to go to hell? That hardly seems fair.
What I mean to say, Jenny, is that there is a great deal of difference between an innocent and a savage.
I never thought of it that way.
Yes, they lived like animals, but they're happier now.
Not only do people now have motor cars, Father, but I heard that pretty soon we will be able to fly.
No, only angels can fly, Jenny.
No, apparently people can fly. Didn't you hear? Out in Kansas, a man even got a car to fly.
I hardly think so, Jenny.
Apparently, Mr. Johns wants to run for governor, which is why he's so concerned with cleaning up the state.
Nate Johns.
Yes.
His family is nothing but hillbilly trash that came here after the war. I don't want to be judgmental, but this state should not be ruled by such a disgusting family. A family without class.
Apparently. The Johns family have made a lot of money, and he has a lot of friends in politics.
Mrs. Bush, money isn't everything. There are many things that money cannot buy.
It seems that money can buy voters, though.
What you must remember, my dear, is that we have been brought here to spread the word. And the word and civilization, they are the same thing. They are the gifts. It is the opportunity we have, the chance to live among people who are decent and who do not kill each other, and who let you worship in peace.
It's so confusing, Father. Sometimes I find it impossible to make the distinction between a loving act and a hateful one. I mean, they often seem to be the same thing.
Yes, Jenny, it is confusing. But you only have to ask me if you need help.
Indeed.
Well, here we are, Mrs. Bush. Armadillo.
They were.
Hey, watch out! Mr. Marfin! Mr. Marfin, over here! You must be John Marston.
Sometimes.
I'm Jake. Your friends from Blackwater hired me to guide you.
They ain't my friends, but pleased to meet you, Jake.
I got the horses saddled up and ready out front.
Not a lot of business at the Dixie Rose lately.
Some of that scout prisoner. Really?
You ain't gonna find sturdier horses than these in all of New Ulster. Take it slow on the way out of town. No need to kick up a lot of dust. There ain't no time to be stretching your legs, mister. We gotta get to the fort. So it's Fort Mercy you want to visit?
That's right.
Ain't taken nobody up to the fort in a long time. Strange place for a decent fella to want to visit, if you don't mind me saying.
Who said I was a decent fella?
It's been abandoned for years now. Folks say it was built during the Mexican War. What kinds of soldiers around back then?
Why'd they leave?
Well, I ain't entirely sure. I heard they had to go up north to fight Indians, or maybe they got tired of being soldiers and went looking for gold. You know how things is. Are you planning on spending any time in Armadillo, Mr. Marston?
I doubt it. I ain't planning on staying very long.
Well, if you're fixing for some female company, you can do a lot worse than Armadillo. Fine as cream gravy they are. Not like Steve's Landing. Dang, those girls ain't even fit for a drinking man to hole up with.
I'm a married man, I'm afraid.
Ain't we all? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it was the marshal who hired me. Lee Johnson, do you know him?
I think I heard his name.
Says he got a telegram from some Blackwater big bugs asking for a guy. I guess it's none of my business.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't very talkative, are you?
Nope.
I'm just chewing the dog, mister. It's how I am. I don't mean nothing by it.
Yeah.
You don't look much like no Blackwater fella.
That's because I ain't.
If I'm being honest, I don't care much for those highfalutin big city types. Not much at all.
Blackwater ain't much of a city. More of a town with illusions, but no, me neither. Let's go.
Come on, Mr. Marston. We'll never make it to Fort Mercer at this pace.
Come on.
On the spurs now, we don't need to draw undue attention. Whoa now.
I'd steer clear of Pleasant's house if I were you. Bad taps live up that way.
Is that right? Well, well.
Yeah.
Whoa there. You're gonna get us both in a world of trouble, Mr. Marston. Best we get out of town.
Easy.
This your first time in Armadillo, Mr. Marston?
Sure. Never made it out this way before.
It ain't big like New York or Paris or Blackwater, but it's got everything a man can wish for.
I guess that depends on what kind of man you are.
A fella told me he was out in Blackwater a few months back and saw one of them newfangled carriages without horses.
Is that so?
Hey, you wind them up like a clock. Damnedest thing ye ever saw without the aid of liquor, he told me.
Times are changing fast. That's for sure. Slow down. Come on.
Deal. So who's this friend you're looking for?
Nobody you need to concern yourself with.
Never you mind all my questions, Mr. Marston. I just reckon you might be barking at a knot heading for the fort.
We'll see when we get there.
Well, I sure as hell ain't sticking around. Fort Mercer ain't no place for an old man like me to be a dawdling around.
Come on. Go.
You got a look that tells tells me you're not much in the mood for John. Let's just enjoy the ride. Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah.
Slow up. Whoa. Slow it up now. Come on. Whoa there. Easy. Come.
Coyotes don't go hungry around these parts, Mr. Marston. That's for sure. Whoa now.